have a list of your entrants for the men's 3,000 meter run. Johnny Gregoric from ASICS, Morgan McDonald representing Under Armour, Woody Kincaid, Kieran Tuntveit, Mark Scott, Joe Klecker, Evan Jager, his teammate Grant Fisher, another teammate from the Bowen Track Club, Sean McGorty, Brian Barraza from Adidas Tin Man Elite, Chris Derrick, Johnny Renowicki, Via Simbasa, Joey Barriatua, Max Thorwith, scheduled to be the pace setter for this event. Evan Jager there wearing the number 7 on his chest. Most recently raced against his teammates from the Bowen Track Club in the summer. In June and July, a few opportunities for them to put together some very competitive races. A 3:37 in the 1500 for Jager in one of those meets. The pacer, Max Thorwith, is expected to take things out in 61-second 400s, setting up a 4:37.50 pace. That would be a PR for many of the men in this field. Again, this is the deepest, most competitive field that we have of the 4 events. This is the finale of the Prickly Pear Invitational.
On your mark.
Mark Thorwith, who is on the outside there with the hip 16, scheduled to be the pacer, aiming for 61-second 400 meters to put them on pace for a 4:37.50 3,000 meter. Thorwith making the break to the inside of the track. Very tightly packed behind him. A little bit of jostling for position. Just behind the pacer, Max Thorwith from Germany, is Joey Barriatua from the Tin Man Elite Club. As they get to the back stretch and the field stretching themselves out just a bit, the top 3, followed by a thick pack in pursuit. Thorwith was the 2020 indoor national champion at 3,000 meters in his home country of Germany. Just behind him, Barriatua. And then Mark Scott from the Bowerman Track Club.
Get up there, Johnny. Go, Morgan.
Mark Scott, one of those who comes in with a number of recent races. His last 2, a 7:43.48 in the 3,000, just 11/10 of a second off of his personal best. Also in September, ran a 13:32 5,000 meters to win the UK Championships. Thorwith glancing over that left shoulder to check how he is in position and on pace. Again, the athletes still very close. Everyone very clustered there behind the top 5 men.
There you go, Morgan.
The 1,000-meter split 2:35:32, so they are on 7:45 pace, so even just a little bit quicker than what they anticipated. Grant Fisher working his way up in competition toward the lead pack. Fisher coming off personal bests both indoors and outdoors in the 3,000 meters. Indoors getting just below 740, a 7:39.99 indoors for 3,000. His outdoor personal best 7:46.10. Thorwith expected to take them through the mile, perhaps the 2,000.
Come on, Johnny.
Behind him is Joey Barriatua. Also Mark Scott and Grant Fisher, the two Bowerman Track Club teammates. Making a move now, that's Sean McGorty on the outside in the right there on the line in between lanes 1 and 2. McGorty racing a 1,500, a 3K, a 5K, all in late June and July in a number of those inter-competition meets that they had with the Bowerman Track Club. Through halfway, they're at 3:55, so slowed a bit, 7:50 pace now. We'll certainly be expecting to see this pace quicken over the next 1,000 meters. Thorwith expected to step off here as they get to the back stretch. And we will see how these athletes separate from there. Just behind him right now is Sean McGorty. McGorty ran 7:46.48 over the summer, followed closely by Mark Scott and Grant Fisher. So the top three, all of the Bowerman Track Club. Joe Klecker in position 4, it appears. That chase pack separating now more in single file. Things are stringing out now. The top 4 separating. Sub 61 for the last lap as Sean McGorty took over those lead duties. Evan Jaeger looking to make a move and get in position in that top 4. Jaeger certainly very used to the 3,000 meter distance, just typically a water jump and some barriers as the Olympian in the 3,000 meter steeplechase. Now to the bell lap. Bowerman Track Club commanding the top 3. Followed by Joe Klecker of the On Athletic Club. Grant Fisher in pursuit of his teammate. Mark Scott stretching things out, taking a lead. 59.8 for that bell lap, that second to last lap. 1, 2, 3, Bowerman Track Club. That's Mark Scott up front, followed by Grant Fisher, then Sean McGorty. So a top 3 finish for the Bowerman Track Club. We will wait for those official results shortly. Great show of sportsmanship as the athletes handshaking, high five, hugging one another. Looking at the top 10 all time for the men's 3,000 meter outdoors, Scott will be number 4 all time thanks to a phenomenal closing 2 laps. The final 2 laps is where he really took command of this race. That final straightaway, showing off that burst of speed, that finding that extra gear, that closing kick, takes him 7:36.09 for 3,000 meters. That puts him number 4 all time on the UK list. A personal best for Grant Fisher, runner-up. There we have our finishing times. Taking a look at those. Grant Fisher, 4:37.21, so a personal best for him. Again, that effort from Mark Scott puts him in the top 5 all time for the UK men in the outdoor 3,000 meters. So it was expected to be among the most competitive and elite field, the deepest field that we had of our 4th events, and certainly proved to be exactly that. Sean McGorty as well, recording a personal best in that 3rd place finish. Getting some well-deserved high fives from the rest of the Bowerman Track Club following that victory. A 1:53 last 800, a phenomenal closing kick after their pacer stepped off the track and the duties were taken over by a collective effort of Bowerman Track Club athletes of Mark Scott, Grant Fisher, Sean McGorty.